What's going on, guys? Welcome to a Total Swans TV matchday preview of Swansea City versus Birmingham City ahead of Sunday's match. Before we get into that, let's take a quick look at how the Swans got on Wednesday night against QPR at Loftus Road. Swansea secured their first win on the road with a 3-1 victory at the Kian Prince Foundation Stadium. Goals from Bersan Salina, Borja Baston and new boy Sam Surridge getting on the score sheet. Overall, pretty much a fantastic performance, both attacking and defensive. Other than QPR's one goal, Freddie Woodman stopped pretty much everything that came his way on the night, proving already to be a very good and clever piece of business by Steve Cooper. So Salina gave us the lead after bursting through on goal after a lovely 1-2 with Andre Ayew, slotting it between the goalkeeper's legs to make it 1-0. Hugo gave QPR the leveller on the 66th minute, a cross into the box, but pretty much wasn't marked good enough by Van der Hoorn, and Hugo managed to get his head on it, and he levelled it, like I say, on the 66th minute. Their lead only lasted 4 minutes when Jordan Garrick pretty much got his first touch on the ball, and after coming on as a sub, and got taken down in the box and won a penalty. Up stepped Borja Baston and slotted that goal in to make it 2-1 to the Swans. Very good penalty. Wellied it into the back of the net. I don't think the keeper stood any chance had he got a hand to it anyway. But yeah, again, with almost his first touch of the game, Sam Surridge came on and connected with an Andre Ayew cross with his head. So that was pretty much his first goal for the Swans. So happy for Sam. And that was on the 80th minute, so we still had 10 minutes left to play in that match. Joe Rodon stepped up and showed that all the recent unfair stick he's been receiving hasn't got to him too much, and he's putting in another top performance for the Swans. And he's even earned himself a call-up to Ryan Giggs' Welsh squad for the up-and-coming Euro 2020 qualifiers against Azerbaijan and Belarus. Finished 3-1 there at Loftus Road, a fantastic win again from the Swans. First away win of the season, and let's keep the momentum going. So still unbeaten so far this season under Steve Cooper, and everything's looking really good. So let's take a look ahead a bit to Birmingham, the reason that you're all tuned into the video. Birmingham are currently sat in 8th place on 7 points with 0 goal difference. They've conceded 4 goals and scored 4 in those 4 games. A decent-ish start for Birmingham. They've only lost once, 2 wins and 1 draw so far. They lost in the EFL Cup to Portsmouth 3-0. Bit of a big loss there. I'm not sure if they switched the team up an awful lot that night, but pretty heavy defeat for them away to Portsmouth 3-0. So they're out of the EFL Cup, so they can now focus on the league until the early rounds of the FA Cup are drawn. But their last game out, they were 2-0 victors over Barnsley. It was a pretty good game. I've watched the highlights back. Jimenez and Jukovic getting the goals from that night. Decent performance, definitely deserved to win it. Very comfortable win in the end. So on to the two danger men to look out for. As I've just mentioned, the 2 goal scorers from Tuesday night's victory over Barnsley, Jimenez and Jukovic. Jukovic has already got himself 2 goals in 4 games so far this season. So he's doing very well so far. Alvaro Jimenez, I believe he's got 1 goal. In 2 appearances. He only signed this summer from Spanish second division Almeria, where he scored 20 goals in 39 appearances. To be honest, whatever league you're playing in, to be fair, getting 20 goals is a pretty good feat. Spanish second division, it's probably not an easy league to get out of, so getting 20 goals in 39 appearances for him there is very well done. So they're the 2 main danger men that I'm going to be looking out for on Sunday, and I think the Swans should be looking out for too. They're definitely going to be a threat in front of goal. In their dugout at the moment, they have a very familiar face in Pepe Cotet. Obviously, we know him from his time with Michael Laudrup at Swansea. They had a very successful spell here down in SA1, and he's currently the caretaker coach there at St Andrews Stadium for the Blues. I've asked the Birmingham City fan, James from Birmingham Fan TV, a few questions ahead of the game of the weekend, and this is what he's had to say. Let's have a listen.
Hi guys, and it's James for Birmingham Fan TV. Thank you so much for Total Swans TV for having us on for your pre-match preview show, I guess, for Swansea versus Birmingham. And I know many of you won't be probably have kept up with Blues at the start of the season, maybe not have read too much into how we played or whatnot, what's going on over the summer, but I'll give you a brief overview now. So in terms of obviously my personal hopes and thoughts, and maybe I speak on behalf of some of the fan base, I think anything for a top half finish, top 12 would be great, anywhere around that sort of 10-12 mark. It's probably a realistic aim for the season. It's going to be a transition in summer and season itself. We've brought in plenty of faces, plenty went out, and to overhaul the philosophy and the whole culture of the club is going to take a lot of time. And I think that if we can do it gradually and just have a very, very stable season, that'll be progress from last season, where we probably, without the 9-point deduction, would have finished around about 13th, 14th. So it's not too much progression, but it is a little bit, and then we kick on next season. But obviously over the summer, Gary Monk was sacked or was dismissed from the club. And obviously that came as a shock, but obviously in the following days, weeks, things started to come out about what happened at Middlesbrough, what happened at Leeds. Similar things had happened at Birmingham as well, in terms of his agent. So clearly the board had a reasoning behind it, and also I think that they're looking to go a different way. While Gary Monk was very good as a manager, his football was okay, it wasn't bad. I think they want to play this attacking, quick, possession style based football, very much like how Swansea have been over the sort of the last, I guess, 10 years now. So I think that they're trying to take a leaf maybe out of your book and how the club's run, and look to do something very similar. The manager situation itself, it's a tough one. I think that Pepe Cotet's come in, and obviously you guys at Swans will know about Pep. He's a very, very intelligent man, very good footballing man, but it's going to take time for him to gel. And he's working hard, and we've had some good results at the start of the season. Obviously, we went away on the opening day and drew to... we beat Brentford, 1-0. Well, we were lucky, don't get me wrong, we were lucky to win that 1-0. I think we had 25% possession, something stupid like that. But the performances since then have been very mixed. I think we drew then at home to Bristol City 1-1, which we probably should have won. Other than a lapse in defence, we were comfortable for most of the game. But Bristol were a very, very good team. You look at Brentford, very good at home. Bristol, very good away from home last season, one of the best. Then we went to Forest, and we did get battered. It was 3-0. It probably could have been more. So that was probably our low point of the season. And then obviously on Tuesday night, we did beat Barnsley, 2-0. And it was one of our best performances. First half a little bit flat, second half much better. Jukovic and Jimenez, the scorers. And in terms of players to look out for this Sunday, the obvious one is Lukas Jukovic. 2 goals already this season. I think he had 14 and 12 assists, something like that last season. The guys at the handful, and I know Swansea aren't the most physical team, so they could struggle with his physicality. He's given the ball anywhere in the air, sort of towards the back post. He's winning every header. Both of his goals this season have been identical, hung up to the back post, and he's winning it every time. And he did that most of last season. He bullies defenders. He's a big target man. But also then to look out for the players that are playing off him at the minute. Alvaro Jimenez looked very good. Our new striker who's got 21, I think, last season in the Segunda Division. Dan Crowley, who we bought in from Willem in the Dutch division. Very, 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 very talented, and for me, one of our best acquisitions this summer. Very talented attacking midfielder who was on the books at Arsenal, still only 21, just turned 22 actually. And Fran Villalba, who was probably the most exciting capture of the summer for Blues. We signed him from Valencia on a free transfer, but he's going to cost us 3-4 million. It's a complicated one, but we own 50% of him. It's a dual thing. But incredibly talented winger. Has caused all sorts of problems already so far this season. Very nimble, very quick. But as a team, Blues seem to be playing very well. So I think we rely very much on that team spirit. So yeah, in terms of a score prediction, I don't like going to Swans. We never seem to do well against you guys. You're a very, very good team who've started the season incredibly well. And I hope we can get a point there and we can probably come away with a draw, but I'm going to go with a 2-1 to Swansea. I think You've played very well this season, scored plenty of goals already in the opening 4 games, but you do have a goal to be conceded within you and a mistake. So I'm going to go with a 2-1, but I do hope for a better result. But ultimately, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for listening to me ramble on for the last 5 minutes. And if you want to head over and check out another match preview, please come over and check mine out with a few more stats and in-depth knowledge from myself and from my partner Emily. So thank you very much for watching.
Thank you very much for that, James. Appreciate you contributing towards the video there, mate. As I said, Birmingham Fan TV on YouTube, guys. His link will be down in the description of the video. Go and check him out. So now on to the Swans. What a start Steve Cooper's had for us in SA1 so far. 4 games, 3 wins, 1 draw in the league, and scoring 8 goals and only conceding 4. So we've got good goal difference so far. Obviously we're second in the league, just tied first on points, but second position due to Leeds conceding 1 goal less. But yeah, we're still in the EFL Cup. Fantastic win against Northampton, 3-1. We had to come from behind in that game, but few changes made. I think an entire starting 11 was named from Steve Cooper that night, but bit of experience on the bench, came on a little bit later on and helped secure that victory there into Liberty Stadium on Wednesday. So that was a very enjoyable match to watch, and through to the next round. We've got Cambridge United now in the next round this Wednesday coming. We'll see if we'll be attending that game. I'm not too sure yet. Obviously, with the departure of Graham Potter, Swans kind of had to find a very suitable replacement for him. Potter was very tactically driven, and loved a passing, possession-based style of football. So we had to, obviously, with the Swansea way, we had to bring somebody in who could replicate that, take on what Potter had brought back to the club, and obviously build on it. And to be honest, Steve Cooper's done an absolutely fantastic job so far. I don't think there's a Swansea fan around who would be disappointed, but obviously we've got a fantastic start, but I don't think there'll be a single Swansea fan who will be disappointed with the start that Steve Cooper has had personally with the club. Obviously incorporating youth with our experience, there's even more youth coming through now. Obviously we lost Dan James and Ollie McMurray, but we'll touch on that later. We lost those guys, and we've had to kind of replace them without spending any money. We've brought in some loan players, spent a little bit, but we're going to have to rely on youth a lot this season, and so far we can't fault them. They're doing a fantastic job. The under 21s have been a great team for the last 4 or 5 seasons. We've known that they've won the Premier League, the under 21s FA Trophy. They've been promoted from Division 1 in the Premier League. They've been doing a fantastic job. The under 21s in the academy should be more than proud of themselves. But obviously, with losing Ollie McBurney and Dan James in the summer transfer window, it was a blow. The pace of Dan James, how exciting he was, the future that boy's going to have is going to be unreal. Cannot wait to see that unfold. I wish him all the best at Manchester United and with Wales, and I hope he absolutely smashes it. I hope he has a great career. And obviously losing Ollie McBurney to Sheffield United was a major blow. But for that kind of money, 20 million and 15 for Dan James, you can't turn that money down. Especially with the kind of state the club's in at the moment financially. We have to accept those kinds of offers, guys. So major blows as far as losing them personnel wise. But obviously we've seen the return of Andre Ayew and Borja Baston, which have been a massive boost going forward. Andre loves defending. Borja's proven he can score quite comfortably in this division. We know Andre's Premier League quality, guys. We know what he's like. It just the second outing just didn't work for him. This is kind of his third stint with us now. When you take that he's come back from a season-long loan, but really excited. They've pretty much, if we can hold on to those guys, they've been pretty much 2 brand new signings, especially in this division. With those guys, I'm not being funny. Not that we'll walk the league, but we should score a bucket load of goals. Those guys are going to be formidable in attack this year, and we cannot wait. We're so excited to see how that unfolds. But yeah, as long as we can keep hold of them for the entire season, in my opinion, a fantastic summer transfer window. Fantastic. Without spending too much, but receiving a lot. Yeah, we're going to have to spend a lot on the guys, on Borja and Andre's wages. But if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. We haven't spent a lot of money transfer-wise. Let's try and spend a little bit on wages this season. But yeah, so saying that, obviously, Borja's kind of publicly announced that he's happy in Swansea. He kind of wants to stay. It's been said on BBC News that he wants to stay, but we've seen in the interview he's very happy here at the moment. Hopefully that'll continue, and hopefully he'll just enjoy scoring goals for us, and he'll get a load of them. With Andre hopefully assisting and contributing an awful lot to those goals as well. Hopefully Andre will want to stay. As long as they're enjoying their football, as long as their club can afford to keep them, there's no reason to offload either of them. We could be in for a very promising season if we can keep hold of this squad and strengthen in January. I know, I can tell already from within inside the stands, we're excited for this season. We cannot wait for it to unfold. This is hopefully we can have a very good push now until January, with some of the results, and try and just strengthen in the winter window. And hopefully not lose Borja, Andre, Matt Grimes, Van der Horn. I'm kind of worried about. Obviously, we've triggered his extension, but if we get an offer in January, guys, he's gone, because he'll only have 6 months left on his contract, and he'll almost be ready to speak to clubs freely. So come the end of the season, he can just leave, as we've seen with Narsing and Leroy Fer this summer. So hopefully we don't want that. We would love, if we can get promoted, I'm not saying we will, but if we can get promoted, maybe that's the kind of thing that would keep players like Van der Horn on our books. But until then, who knows? But it's been a fantastic start to the season. Cannot wait to see how it unfolds. Just need to keep this team together and Steve Cooper going in the right direction. So let's take a look at both sides' recent form, their last 5 games. As I said earlier, obviously Swansea City are through to the next round of the EFL Cup, where they play Cambridge United on Wednesday night at the Liberty Stadium. And Birmingham are, for them, unfortunately, out of the Cup. They lost 3-0 to Portsmouth last Wednesday night. But other than that, like I say, the one draw for Swansea against Derby County. We beat Hull comfortably on the opening day. A victory then against Preston, and then a victory last weekend against QPR at Loftus Road. So fantastic start for the Swans. And then as far as Birmingham go, a 1-0 victory over Brentford on the opening day this season. A 1-1 draw then with Bristol City at home at the St Andrews Stadium. Then they lost 3-0 to Nottingham Forest away from home. And then there was a 2-0 victory on Tuesday night against Barnsley. So that's both teams' recent form, guys. On to just pretty much summarising what I think is going to happen this weekend. Obviously, with our home form in 2019, I honestly think there's going to be an awful lot of teams that are going to struggle to beat us at the Liberty Stadium. You just know it's going to be one of those things where we'll have about, well, hopefully 5 or 6 unbeaten games, 7 unbeaten games, even more in the league, and then some sort of team will come along who are having a struggling or mid-table, and they'll come and end that defeat. But Birmingham, I think, will be one of those teams come the end of the season who will be around mid-table. So I think they could very well, not that I'm saying, that's not my prediction that they could sneak something, but possibly they're one of those kind of teams that could steal something against us and possibly take all 3 points. I'm not saying that they're going to beat us this Sunday. I actually predict that we're going to win. Go into that in just a second. But I just feel like they're kind of a mid-table team at the moment who haven't quite found their feet, and they're the sort of team that would likely beat us after a good run of form. So my prediction for Sunday, like I said, based on our home form, and since the start of the season, 2019's form, pre-season's form, unbeaten under Steve Cooper so far, I honestly think we'll win this game on Sunday quite comfortably. I'm not saying it'll be a very easy game, but I think the scoreline will suggest so. I'm going to go for a 2-0 victory to the Swans, with Birmingham hopefully not causing too much threat. But like I said, Jimenez and Jukovic could be a major threat in front of goal for them. So hopefully hopefully Woodman can have the same kind of game he had against QPR, where, to be fair, from what I saw from it, which was quite a lot, he made some outstanding saves first half, second half, kept us in the game at 1-1, actually kept us in the game at 0-0, and then at 2-1 up, kept us in the game again. So in my opinion, he's been a fantastic addition, and hopefully he can keep out all the goals on Sunday, and hopefully get his first clean sheet for us, because that'll be a fantastic achievement for him. I know we've leaked a few goals so far this season, but hopefully defensively we can start to strengthen and start to pick up some clean sheets. But yeah, a 2-0 victory for me, for my prediction for the Swans on Sunday. So guys, thank you very much for watching. It's been the first matchday preview on the channel this season. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell. It'll notify you every time a new video goes up on the channel. But yeah, like I say, I hope you really enjoyed it, guys. If you can, leave your matchday predictions down in the comment section, and we'll see you Monday or Sunday night for the matchday vlog. Come on, Swans.